update. I haven't said much lately, but I do want to start off with me not working the overnight anymore. Yes, you heard it correctly. I've been doing the overnight for 8 years, or probably 6 years, but I was a caregiver for about 8 years. And it was time for a switch up. I feel like every time I made a video, I was like, can't wait to leave this job. I need to find another job. And, I was like trying. And, I was like kind of waiting for this moment for a very long time. When I did get this job opportunity, I wasn't really praying, but I know I was praying before for something new. There was just too many changes going on at work, and I just wasn't really happy. I was like constantly getting a new manager. I just really couldn't do it anymore. It was just a routine type thing, and it was just time for me to to go. And I was sad that I didn't leave on my favorite manager's watch. Like, it was on a different manager who was only there for maybe like a month or two, or maybe like 2 or 3 months. And we didn't really have a good relationship, I guess. So it was kind of like whatever. I didn't want to leave the company like that. Like, I just wanted it to be kind of like a celebration, and like, oh, like you're moving on. I didn't get that at all. Like, my manager was just like, oh, it's sad to see you go, and that was it. And the head boss was kind of like whatever too. Like, he didn't really say anything to me. And, that kind of sucks, because I gave 8 years of my life to this company. I wanted a little bit, of something, So, I don't know, it just made me think like, well, I'm glad I'm leaving this company, because it just shows like how they didn't care for me or their employees, and anyways, I'm happy. I'm doing something new. Shout out to my sister. She gave me this opportunity, because she was looking for a new job as well, and this position opened up. And the position where I'm at, it was like something totally new, and it's kind of still in the process, but I know that it's gonna succeed. And so I like it because it's like kind of learning with other people, and I make calls, and I have people to talk to. When I was working the overnight, I just felt really alone, honestly. And like, it really kind of like took a toll on my marriage. Not like dramatic or anything, but for me personally, like, I could just feel it, just like how it affected my marriage. Because for me, like, I felt like I didn't see my husband a lot. And like, we didn't just have like a normal routine, it was like I would leave in the middle of the night to go to work, and then like come home in the morning, and then he's at work. So like, I didn't see him, and I didn't see him until he would like come home. And then for me, that felt late, because I'm like, dang, I'm here all day, I'm waiting for you to come home, and it's late. And it just didn't feel good leaving in the middle of the night too, because my shift started at 12 a.m. So like, they were just making all these changes too. Like, first my shift started at 10, then it went to 11, then it went to 12. So it's like weird, and then cutting my hours. So it was just a lot going on. And now, like, it's like a huge difference. Like, I feel close to my husband. It feels like we have a normal routine, a regular schedule. And also too, just like physically, man, like, my hours were kind of split up with sleeping. I would sleep at work a little bit. I would sleep when I would come home, like 3 hours here, 2 hours over there, an hour before work. So it's like not even like solid sleep. It was like split up. And then Like my husband would go to sleep at 10:30 and I would sleep at 10:30, but then like wake up at 11:30, go into work, and I was up, my husband was asleep, you know, and now it's just like totally different. We go to sleep together and now we wake up. I wake up at 6. I say bye to him, see him in the morning, and then I start my day at work, working from home, and I call him on my breaks, and it's great. You know, it's great. It's working for me. My body feels good. I can sleep good, you know, and I'm just really thankful for this opportunity because it honestly just like happened out of nowhere. Like, you know, I was just kind of like complaining and a little bit over my job because it was just kind of just getting too much, and like just being irritated and annoyed, and you know, like once you're at that place, it's kind of like, okay, what's next in my life, you know? And that's just kind of how I was feeling. Like, you know, I just don't like this feeling of just having a routine, being annoyed, and like just trying to get over my shift, you know, like just trying to get it over with. And, you know, now it's just like totally different. Like I just make calls, like I call on behalf of somebody and see if their prescription is covered or not, and then move on. And like it's cool, like it's not like a strict environment, like, oh, you have to make this many calls, you gotta do this, that, you know, like, because we're all literally figuring it out together. And like, so each day is kind of taking it step by step, and so it's cool. It's helped me, you know, because like I said before, I felt alone, and now I don't, because I'm actually talking to people. Like before, it's like talking to like 3 coworkers and then like my clients, but that's the only interaction I would have. And I was thinking, dang, working from home, like I'm not really gonna talk to people, like I'm gonna feel even more alone because I'm not interacting with nobody. But it's definitely different, and I feel different. Like I don't feel alone. I feel like I'm talking to somebody and communicating with people throughout the day, talking to people on the phone. So to me, it does feel different. And you know, I feel closer to my husband. I feel like it has helped a lot, you know, like, cuz for me, like I was just counting the time, like, dang, like we only are spending 2 hours or 3 hours, and you know, I would kind of get irritated, and I would like think about stuff like that, and then like it would make me sad. Like sometimes I would like cry going to work, like, man, like is this what life is about? Like I don't really see my husband, like, you know, I feel kind of alone, like I'm here all day waiting, and like when I do see him, I only spend time with him a little bit, and then so I'm just thinking like the weekends, okay, this is our time, but then sometimes we plan things to see other people, and you know, then sometimes it would kind of like get to me like, well, I barely even saw you during the week, and this is like our only time. So for me, it kind of affected me in that way of like always counting the time and like seeing like, oh, like how much time we would spend. But now it's not like that. I feel good. You know, it's good for both of us to do things as an individual. And, you know, I'm not feeling like how I was feeling before, where like I just wanted to be with my husband all the time, 24/7. You know, but now just like kind of getting back into the flow of things, of also being independent and like also having my own things, you know, and you know, both just learning that, and you know, still coming together, you know, so it's good. It's good. And I'm just really happy. I'm so thankful. At first, you know, my first week of working from home, like I felt really guilty. I'm like, man, this is too good to be true. Like I'm just here at home. Like if I need a snack, I could just go to the fridge and get a snack. Like this is crazy, you know? And it's just cool. It's cool. I mean, I save gas, you know, I don't have to drive anywhere. I don't have to drive out in the heat. You know, the only thing I would say that I do miss from the overnight is that I was able to go grocery shopping in the morning. If you know, you know, like less people, you just in and out quickly from the store. You don't have to worry about anything. And now it's like, now I have to run errands when it's hot outside, or I have to wait until like the sun goes down, or making sure that it's not the weekend to go shopping because places just get packed. And you know, before like stores were like super close, it was like Winco, Fry's, the places that I needed. And now everything's kind of like scattered, and I'm not even like really close to Winco. And you know, Costco is like 15 minutes, but you know, I don't have that access like I used to, which that kind of sucks because now I gotta really think like, do I really need to get this today? You know, before it was like, oh, I'll just go after work and get groceries, but now it's like really like making sure my list is correct and not going back and forth of like going to the grocery store, because you know how that could go too. But yes, I'm just super thankful and excited to share that news that your girl finally has left the overnight job. And I'm working from home, and I have a normal schedule, normal life. And man, God is just so good. Like my husband said, you know, this situation just kind of reminded him of that person in the Bible that was like crying out to God, I think, and God was like, I saw you underneath the tree. And you know, like God saw them and, you know, heard their cries. And that's kind of how I felt. Like, even though like I was silent, not really praying for it, but God was still looking out for me. And that's just the God that I serve. He's always looking out for me. And I'm just really happy. And my sister was excited to tell me about the position. Honestly, like the first week was kind of hard because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done anything like this before. I was super nervous. Like, I honestly felt like this is not for me. Like, I can't do this. And, you know, just having doubt. And, you know, my husband just hyping me up and like comforting me and, you know, leaving notes like, I love you, you got this. So, how, you know, my sister encouraging me too, like that really helped me. And, you know, I had to make it work. I had to make it work because I'm like, if I don't do this, I'm gonna have to go back to the overnight, and I refuse to go back. And you know, I was like ready to move forward, and I was ready to make this work because I just had to. Before working the overnight, I didn't really care for opportunities. I'm just like, nah, like I'm cool. The overnight is working out for me. It works with my schedule. I have, you know, time. You know, like if I was in my singleness and this opportunity came, honestly, I probably wouldn't have taken this opportunity. Just would have been too comfortable. I would have just been like, nah, like it's cool. I'm cool where I'm at. Like I'm making it work, and you know, it's cool. It's whatever. But now, like being married and having a stepdaughter, like I have to think about my husband. You know, like that was hard for him, like going to sleep and I'm not next to him, you know, or like waking up and I'm not there. Like that was hard for him, especially during like holidays where I would have to work. You know, it was like hard for him, and kind of like feeling like he was like kind of going through stuff by himself. And you know, I also didn't like that feeling. I didn't like that feeling, you know, because Sunday would come and I would have to go into work, and he's just like left by himself, because I would leave to work, and then sometimes, you know, my stepdaughter wasn't here with us. So like literally he would just be by himself at home, and I just didn't like that feeling. So I knew that I had to make it work, and I knew that, you know, this is from God. So I had to make it work. I had to psych it up and be like, no, like this is gonna work. This is gonna be good. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but guess what? Somebody's gonna teach me, show me. I'm able to ask questions. People can communicate with me. Different people can communicate with me. and they're helping me, so that was good. But at first I did have doubt, but I just know that it was gonna work out, and it had to work out. And I just thank God for that, and I just thank my sister for that too, for this opportunity, and for like putting me on. Like, she didn't have to, but she did, and I know it was because of God looking out for both of us. And yeah, I mean, I just wanted to share that really quick of what's been going on. That's the biggest one, is that change in my life of doing something else. And I'm happy. God is good. I love you. Jesus loves you, and God bless you.